Hi there, Frank George here. As a doctor, I know a thing or two about probing. Indeed I do. I love something that's easy to install, easy to use, and backed by a real support team. And that's why I choose TH3D EZABL kit for my 3D printers. I prefer not to waste countless hours trying to figure out how to connect things to my machine when I could be printing instead. With the TH3D EZABL, you get technical support, easy to use firmware, quality parts, amazing accuracy, and there's no moving parts. What are you waiting for? Head over to their site at ezabl.th3dstudio.com and get one today. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy printing. The EZABL kit is meant for 3D printer usage only, not for medical or rectal use.
What's up, everybody? All right, so hopefully you guys like my little Fiverr ad. That's a guy I paid on Fiverr. He does like these things. Hang on. Turn on LED cube.
I don't know how to help with that.
What the hell? Why is it not showing my cube? Google doesn't know about my cube? Did Home Assistant mess up? No! Hang on. Oh, because it's called LED cube plug. Oh, hang on. I was a MQTT update. That's what it was. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. So we are picking back up and picking back up where we left out, and this is what we're doing. No, not a faulty easy plug. So I use MQTT to communicate back to Home Assistant, and last night I cleared out all the topics because I was having like residual commands that were or states that were screwing stuff up. So I just blew it out, and it blew out the name. So there we go. But tonight we're gonna spice things up. So let's get this party started. And it feels only right to mix it. So I got my cup here. We're gonna mix some Angel's Envy in here with some Coke. There we go. Let's get a little more. Let's see how this works out. What could go wrong? Oh yeah. I mean, it's technically like Friday because we're off tomorrow and Friday. So, it's going to be a good stream, boys. And probably like the one girl that's watching this. Ooh, that's strong, but that's good. That's good. That's actually the first time I've had this whiskey. I had a little tiny bit, and it was good. But, ooh, that's smooth. We're going to have a good stream tonight, okay? We're going to have a real good stream tonight. All right. So, oh, Tony, were you just posting a picture of more snow? Is that what you posted? More snow? Let's see. No hearsay? What, are you triggered that I mixed the whiskey with Coke? Whiskey and Coke, man. It's good. It's good. Oh, more snow. Yep, more snow. 15 degrees. It's not letting me hit, like, allow C5RC. It flagged your thing. He posted a comment that said, hold on to your nipples. And it won't let me show it. What the hell? I'm not ruining a perfectly good bourbon. Wait, hang on. Is this okay to mix with Coke? Hang on. I picked this stuff up. I didn't pour this because I want to not get drunk on stream, but I don't know if you see this. This is why I didn't pour this. This is why I'm not drinking this tonight, because I don't want this to be a drunk stream. But I feel like this is damn strong. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason YouTube's not letting me show potentially harmful comments in their opinion, but whatever. I'll finish this off and I'll switch this to straight bourbon. How's that? I don't care if you think I'm ruining it. This is delicious. Absolutely delicious. But yeah, I don't want it to be a drunk stream, so we're not gonna bust out the the Jack Daniel's single barrel. Oh, I got the whiskey right next to the humidor. We're good. We're good. All right. So let's get this party started. So last night we got the carriage all situated. We got the tubing installed. So I've got the flex plate left, the ABL kit, and the aluminum extruder. JD is whiskey. Yes, it's not bourbon. Isn't it like all bourbons are whiskey, but not all whiskeys are bourbons or something like that? So this is alcohol, and I'm just cleaning the plate off. We want to start with a clean plate. Now, I already put on the solid bed mounts, and I do have these. This is what I use on here. This is just our universal kit. That's where we replace the springs. So this bed is solid. But I did not show that. It's literally just take the springs out and replace the springs with the spacers. So, but before we put the EZFlex on here, we want to make sure that this is clean. So that's what we're doing right now. Making sure this is clean. How's that? And we're going to take our magnet here. And I'm just going to do a fit before I pull it. So it is a little bit bigger. So you can leave it like this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the two edges, and then we're going to take a knife and trim it to the exact size. This is the 310 by 310 EZFlex. And it's actually getting quite warm in here because I have some printers running. So I'm going to take my my hoodie off. And hashtag all caps for Jimmy. I got the Tinned Wires Are a Terminal Issue shirt that I made. There was a quote from him, and I missed that fucker, man. He was a great guy. But, all right, so here's how you do the EZFlex. It's on any printer, same process. So we cleaned it with alcohol, okay, nice and clean. And we're going to peel back the corner here, okay? Now, you might, if you haven't done this before, you might want to do a little bit less, like, just that much. But I've done this a million times. So this is what I usually do. I'll fold it over, okay? I'm not touching the adhesive. And then we want to get it lined up. Okay, so I'm going to get this lined up. I'm just putting my fingers here and butting it up in the corner. And then once I got it where I want it, just right about there, I'm going to go ahead and press on the corner here, okay? And I'm going to want to hold this. I'll usually put my arm on here to keep it from moving, and then just run your fingers back and forth, okay? And then you'll get to the crease, okay? So I'm at the crease part here. You lift it up, expose a little more, and then just keep running your hand back and forth and slowly exposing the adhesive, okay? Easy peasy. Okay? Just like that. Nice and easy. Make sure we don't get any air bubbles underneath. And I'm just applying firm pressure, okay? Firm pressure. And we're almost done. Yeah, there we go. Now, if we look, there is a little bit hanging over on the edge here. So you see there's a little bit hanging over. So I'm going to trim this with a knife. And you can use any knife. I'm just actually going to grab my Leatherman out of my pocket. Yes, nice and slow strokes. You don't want to be too aggressive with your strokes. But you can just use a knife, and as you go down with a downward motion and just follow the edge of the bed. So I'm pushing on the downward motion. And you're just kind of using the bed as a guide. Now, you don't need to do this, but if the magnet's slightly larger than the bed itself, then you're going to have some exposed adhesive. So I do recommend trimming it if it is. The mats are a little oversized, And that's by design, because then if you don't get it perfectly aligned, it's not as big of a deal. So, you know, if you want to just run it by again, there we go. So now I have it lined up flush on the back and left side, so I only have to trim the front and right. So the bed is cold. You can't apply it warm. The 3M adhesive we use says that you can improve adhesion by applying it, I think it's like 50°C is what the data sheet says. But I usually apply it cold. And I'm just literally using a pocket knife, nothing fancy. And there we go. Now we're trimmed up. And like I said, that's optional. I just like to trim it because what'll happen is if you don't, you can start catching it and lifting it. And that's not going to be good for the long-term span of that. Now, you can clean this off if you like, but do not let alcohol sit on this because it will degrade the integrity of the magnet. So, like we've had guys that they pour tons of alcohol on here, and they don't let it dry. So you can see, I can see there's no alcohol on here. Well, then they'll put the bed mat on here. It seals that alcohol between the bed and the plate, and then it screws up the magnet. So don't do that. You can also see these plates, they're fingerprint magnets. So I'm just going to clean this off real quick, just because I'm being anal. But you just want to make sure there's no gunk on the back, no adhesive, nothing. We do check our plates before we send them out, but as they get handled, you know, for packaging and shipping, there could be stuff on it. So just double check and let it all evaporate. You know, I do have some streaks on here, but it's fine. And all I need to do is then just line it up and pop it down. So there we go, flex plate. When I print on here, all I do is take this off and then boom, prints come off. So you can line it up and snap it down. So there we go. It's more exciting for me to cut towards the body. All right, so we've got that in. Let's do the EZABL next. Let me move my mixer here and my drink over here. Oh, that's good stuff. Now, what I'm going to do, and this is what I do on most installs. Now, the EZABL, you got to remember, it's not a machine-specific thing. You're just replacing your Z end stop with the EZABL kit, okay? So whether you're doing this on a Sunlu, you're doing it on a Creality, the process is the same. So the difference is just where you can route your wire. So I'm following these stock wires, and I'm going to put a zip tie here, and we're going to follow all the way down to the front of the machine here. So it looks like we're going to have just enough wire to get in here. Maybe a little short, but either way, we could put the control box under here, under the extrusion here, with some T-nuts. Doesn't really matter. This is a 1.5 meter cable, so we have plenty to work with. And I know we're gonna need these zip ties. I have tons of them. Now, there are zip ties included with the EZABL kit, but depending on your install, you might need more, you might need less. But I always prefer to grab a handful. So I'm just gonna route this down with the stock wire. And there's a strain relief on the back here. I don't know if you guys can see it, that attaches this wire to the bracket. So I'm gonna put this right by that strain relief, so it keeps that EZABL wire from rubbing up against the lead screw here, because we don't want that wearing through. And then we're just going to follow the stock harness all the way down, and I'll just match their zip ties here all the way down. You don't need to Hulk them on, just all the way down. Just go ahead and put that on there, and another at the bottom here. And there we go. Yeah, so we're definitely going to put the ABL control board underneath here. The only thing about this printer I just realized is the ZN stop's on the other side, so we're going to pull the wire back through and then bring it out over here. Or actually, let's see. So they do have cable management over here going along the bottom of the machine. So let me... This is where installation varies by machine. Is you got to determine where you're going to put your wiring so you can effectively route it, and it's not going to get like caught up in any of the mechanical. It's going to move smoothly and not get bound up anywhere. So let's see here. So if I lift this up, we've got this here, and this can go that way, or we can go this way. Let me see how they did the ZN stop. It looks like, okay, the ZN stop's actually pretty long on this, the cable. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So here's our ZN stop right here on this machine. We're going to go ahead and unplug this. Oh, and there's hot snot on here. And this machine is not going to need us to modify this plug because our pins are on the two outer sides. So we can go ahead now and remove our ZN stop from the printer because we're no longer going to need it. We'll be using the sensor itself to home the machine. So there we go. And you can see here they zip tied the ZN stop wire here with the motor. So I'm just going to snip that. And since we have enough line, I'm going to actually pull it this way towards the sensor wire coming down on the other side. So let's go ahead and move that up and see what we're working with here. Let me re-aim the camera. There we go. So we have our ZN stop right here. We have our EZABL sensor wire here. So these two need to go to the EZABL control board. So let's see what we have to work with in this particular machine here. So I've got wires here. Here's our control board. Yeah, this is the textured PEI. Now, if we look at the motion of the bed, we can actually put this on the rail here if we wanted to. If we had some T-nuts, which I do have. Maybe over here. So we have the sensor connection here. And then we have the ZN stop, which plugs in right here. And all we have left then is the power, okay? If your board pops out, they just snap in. So just press it. Now, the question is, so we have enough cable to go here, so that would actually work pretty well, because we can tie it off right here. And actually, there's a hole right here, so we could go with the power wire, zoop, right into here. Now, if you don't have T-nuts and whatnot, you could just zip tie the casing through the holes onto the wire here, let it hang out. But I think I'm going to go this way of installation tonight with this particular machine, because then I can just route the cables like this. This should not get in the way of the bed travel. Let's just double check that. No, we're good. So let's go ahead and stash it. I'm going to grab some M3 T-nuts and M3 screws. And if you guys don't have T-nut assortment, we do carry them in our store now by popular demand. And we're going to go ahead and put the control board on the bottom, and then we'll cable manage the two cables. So basically you have three connections on your EZABL: the sensor to the board, the ZN stop, and then the power. So we've already got 2 out of 3 done. I'm going to go ahead and put that M3. I'm using M3x8 with an M3 T-nut. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put that through there. And let's go ahead and get this secured. All right. Get in the extrusion there. We know we want to have it like right about here because we're going to tie the cables off like this. There we go. And you can stash this wherever you like. If you really wanted to, you could pull the ZN cable back into here and then come back out this way. It looks like there's enough room, but it's not really needed. You can do it however you feel comfortable with. Now you can see here my cable's a little taut, so I'm going to go ahead and just loosen up the T-nut here. And we're going to push it back just a little bit. So right about there I want to be. Now, we're not going to put the lid on this just yet because we need to make sure that we do or do not need to flip the little ZN stop switch on our board here. This is a new feature we added when we came out with the Pro. It was a convenience feature, so you're not having to repin your cable. It's such a good idea that there was this guy that actually copied it on his kit after seeing it on ours. So we're obviously doing something right if people are copying our stuff. All right, I'm going to throw one more here. And let's go ahead and clean these zip ties up. All right, so this should be good to put the lid on when we're ready. We do that. Now, do not press this on until you're absolutely done inside here because this is a locking lid and it is hard to get off. You can see we have two little tabs here and there's little nipples in the track here that grab those tabs. So, next thing I'm going to do is get our power wire routed here. And we're going to come right from the screw terminal and go right into the chassis of the printer. Because we're going to hook this right up to the power supply. Almost enough zip ties for a person. Oh, man. So we give you plenty of power wire. This is just, I believe this is 20 gauge, 22. Solid copper. So it actually makes it quite easy to get into the terminals because it's solid. There is like a little strain pull here. So I usually will trim this off. See the little fuzzy stuff here? And then we're left with the red and black wires. You don't need much, just a little bit. Just a little bit of wires. And we're going to go ahead and loosen these terminals up a little bit. Right here. Just a couple of turns. And positive is on the top, negative is on the bottom. I'll get all up in here so you guys can see. You ready? You ready? There we go. Look at that. So, positive is red, negative is black. Some people in chat might laugh that I'm pointing that out, but some people don't know. So, I'm going to go ahead and put the red in the positive one and black in the negative. And if you notice, there's no wire showing. If there's wire showing, trim it. Now that we have both in there, we're going to go ahead and tighten them down. Now, do not Hulk them. These are small screws terminals. You just need to snug them up. Okay? And give it a little tug. Neither wire should come out, so we're good. That's locked in. All right. So all we need to do now, and this is why I like using the solid wire, is you have a little more flexibility with routing things and keeping it in here. So I'll do stuff like this where I kind of tuck it in the extrusion. Now, there are cable clips you can print to snap into here. I have not printed any yet, but I probably will. And I'm just going to go right into the enclosure. Just push this in, and now we're going to go up top. And like I said, because it's solid, wire. It kind of stays where you put it for the most part. All right. This is going to be a really clean install. This printer is going to be actually pretty damn clean. All right, so we have 3 screws here in the front that need to come off. I'm going to eject the SD card. We don't want that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my 2mm Allen bit here. And we're going to take off the 3 screws. That just lifts up. And I would recommend just disconnect the LCD so you can get that out of the way. And look at, here's our power line. So all you need to do is strip this, and we're going to go into the V plus and the V minus of the printer here. So, and I'll get all up in here. Is there firmware for the printer ready for the EZABL? Absolutely. I got you. I already have it done. I feel like there's probably people running this before I even ran it. All right. So obviously I don't need all of this wire. I'm going to trim this, and we're going to go right to the V minus and V plus. I know some of you are going to laugh, but I just want to point out right now the printer is unplugged. Unplug your printer. Do not be poking around in here when it's not unplugged. Unless you have a death wish for something. All right, so we don't need that much wire, so I'm going to snip this right here, and we're going to strip it. And remember, this white wire actually has 2 wires in it, and it's got the little strain pole. Now, another reason I like using the solid, and why I send solid out, like we only ship solid wire out with the EZFlex Pros, is because it makes going into terminals easier. So you just need to strip a little bit, and here's what we're going to do. Now, if you want to put crimps on it, you can, but I don't feel like you need to. So we actually have 2 open sets. So this is V plus, and then V plus, V minus, V minus. So I'm just going to unscrew these a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of bend these. This is why I like solid wire. You can bend it to fit. I'm going to go ahead and put one under each terminal. So we got the V plus, which is the red, V minus, which is the black. And I'm going to go ahead. My minus is lined up pretty good here. Let me see. And we're going to go ahead and tighten it down. Now, do not over tighten it. Just snug it up so it holds onto that wire. And we're going to do the same for the positive over here. That's it. Give it a little tug. Flip the cover back down. That's it. We got power. The EZABL is hooked up at this point. That's it. That's it. The only thing we might have to do is flip that little switch on the bottom. And we're going to update the firmware now. And we're almost done with the ABL installation. I've already done all the firmware work for you. So all like the hard stuff is done. It's just installing it. Now, I did notice, make sure this cable goes this way, and because it was hitting the fan from when I took it apart earlier. So we're going to make sure I'm going to push this in. I'm going to push this in and then fold this down. So there we go. I felt it kind of fold in. And now we're going to put the screws back in. Where did I put the screws? All right, here's 2 of them. There's 3 total. There's the 3rd one. We're almost done. We're almost done. I'm just going to swap the extruder. And let's go ahead and make sure our power is working. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in again. And we're going to see if we get a red light on the sensor. Or a green light. We should get a green light. The EZABL 18mm has a green light that's on all the time. And then when the sensor's triggered, it will have a red light. So I got green light on the side here. Let me turn that down. You guys might not be able to see it. You see I have a green light here on the side. See right there? All right, so if I touch the sensor, it should go red. So there we go. So the sensor has power and it's reading. Now, we do literally pre-test every single sensor and every single control board, so you should get a working one out of the box. We literally have guys that's what they do. Oh, look, you can see the light here shining from the LED. You see that? That's funny. Now, there's a couple ways you can make sure if you need to flip the switch or not. So I'm pretty sure that the stock end stop on this is inverted from the EZABL, and we'll find that out. So if it just goes up, I'm going to tell it to auto home. If it just goes up, that means it's inverted. It's not, okay. So do you see how it stopped? If it didn't stop, I would need to flip the switch. So if I go ahead and I go into motion and then home Z, okay. You see how it stopped? If it kept going down, I would need to flip the switch on the EZABL board. But because it didn't, that means it's reading everything. But we still need to update the firmware. It does not know that it has an ABL kit on here. But what that does mean is that I do not need to flip the switch on the EZABL control board that's on the bottom of the machine. So, and if you guys look in the guide, you see this little switch here? This is a switch. So right now it's in the down position. So if you have this printer, it should be in the down position. If for some reason it didn't stop, I would flip this switch up, and that would flip the wiring around. But we know it needs to be in the down position. But now, since we know the wiring's correct and it's talking to the board, we can go ahead and put the lid on. And you see it's like hitting the little lid. We got to just make sure. Okay, see it stops right there, and then go ahead and give it a snap. There we go. Now it's all buttoned up. So that's the installation of the probe. All we have left to do is firmware at this point. So let's should I do the installation of the extruder, or do you guys want me to see, do you want me to do the firmware right now? What do you guys want me to do next? I stream for your entertainment. I'm working through this pretty quick. We're about halfway through. What are we doing here? We got 60 people. Chat is awful quiet for having 60 people. Are you guys seriously that enthralled with what this idiot here, who's streaming a video on a, what is equivalent to a Friday night? We got 3 firmware. It's not going to take that long to compile firmware. Okay, we got 3 extruders, 3 firmware. Come on, who's going to be tiebreaker? Next person, next person, next person. Oh, there is a stream delay, but let's see. Extruder. Oh, no. Extruder. Okay, Extruder wins. Extruder wins. All right. So, obviously the stock extruder works, okay? By works, I mean it feeds filament. Now, as these plastic extruders, and Creality is notorious for this, it's not just Sunlu, they damn near they develop cracks in the arms, okay? So you can see this is all plastic. This is basically the same thing as what Creality uses, just has a different name on the arm. So what I like to do is we replace this, and we carry 2 extruders. We carry this one, which is the aluminum one. If you're not doing any fancy schmancy filaments, no flexibles, none of that shit, this is fine. We also include, if you notice in here, a upgraded steel gear. Most places will charge you like $5-6 just for this gear. It's included with the $20 extruder. $20. We also have something called the Tough Extruder, which is a geared one. It's a step up. We literally have 2. We have your, hey, I just want a basic extruder that's solid. That's what this is. If you want something fancier, we have the Tough Extruder, which is based on the E3D Titan design. But honestly, I use this on any of our print farm machines because we don't do flexible and stuff on it, and we don't print super fast. So this is a great replacement for these type of plastic extruders that are just a pain. Someone says check Discord. I'm assuming it better be in the live streams channel. Let's see. So I clicked that link. So Corey, Craig Williams said, check Discord. He asked if it was my screwdriver kit. And the funny thing is, it says you purchased this item on July 24th, 2018. So that's it. I did, just to appease you guys, just to see if it's possible. I messaged one of our suppliers, and I can indeed get TH3D branded screwdriver sets like this one. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. You guys planted the seed in my head, and now I'm thinking about having our own precision screwdriver set. But yeah, this is that's the one. All right, so let's start out. Actually, let's do this. Let's take the tubing out, okay? And I mean, we can remove the fitting if we want to. But let's go ahead and take this out. Damn, that's a long ass screw. Now, the upgraded aluminum extruder we sell does come with screws, but if for some reason, like, your screws, like the screws that come with it, are too short, you can use the ones that came with yours, or if they're too long or whatever, feel free to mix and match. They're just M3 screws. But in my experience, the ones that come with it fit most printer models just fine. You know what? This doesn't even have, in the picture of Amazon, this has a brand name on here. There's no brand name on here. Does the extruder work on the CR6 SE? Well, it's a universal part. I can't remember what the CR6 has. I thought the CR6 has a metal one. Or does it have a plastic? Does it have a standard? Hang on, let me go check the garage. It's out there. Hang on. Hang on. No, the CR6 has that, they got that, like, dual drive thingy. It's not a geared one, but it's a dual drive. That one, as far as I'm aware, is actually technically better because it's dual drive, but I don't know if people are, like, having them break. I haven't put enough time on mine to know how long it's going to last because I'm worried about it catching on fire, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm legitimately worried. All right, so here. Now, if I do this, I'm assuming this will... Oh, this is, like, wedged in there. So a lot of them will just fall out. But this one actually has enough friction to keep the motor in the bracket here. So the next thing we need to do... Now, you don't need to do this, but I like using the steel one that we include with the kit. Is you need to take this off. Okay? So I'm using a 1.5 key. That slides off like that. And let's go ahead and put ours on. So we got a bare motor here. We're going to go ahead and start by putting the metal body on. And if you look in here, this is a baggie of parts. There's tapered screws. So there is a video on installing this extruder. So if you missed something here, there's a dedicated video. And we include a shorter tapered screw and a longer one. So there is an assortment. I think I'm going to need the smaller one, or the shorter one for this particular installation. Does that look like it? Yeah, that should go in enough. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so that threaded into the motor. And what I like to do then is, nope, not drop the parts, that's for one. Now, we do include this stock fitting here, and this works fine. This one will probably also fit. This is like theirs, I'm assuming so. Yeah, they're all pretty standard threads for most of these extruders. I like using the ones, so this one comes with it. This one is just your basic entry-level one. They work fine. But I do like running the upgraded ones that we carry, which I'm trying to figure out where I put. Oh, here we go. So here's why I like running these, is because this goes all the way through. So this PTFE tube, instead of stopping like right here, it goes further into this to make feeding easier. Now, I do want to tell you guys, if you guys are using our tough fittings for the extruder side, you can see how thin this is. Do not over tighten it. And if you have, like, check for burrs or anything in the inside of the extruder, if you feel any resistance, stop. So I'm just going to thread this by hand. And you see that went in real smooth. And I'm just going to snug it up. Not hulk it. Just a snug. So I'm just going to take the wrench and just... That's it. That's all you need. And I'm going to put the tubing in. That goes in nice. Okay, so that's stopped. So there we go. There's our fitting. Now, the next thing you do is there's 4 of these M3 screws. They go in these corners here. So let's go ahead and get those in. Do not buy the Creality one that's the same color that has the double teeth. There's a defect in how they're made where they eat through their own metal extruder arm. These are a very simple design and they're very reliable. I'm a big fan of these, hence why we sell them. Like, this is just a no frills. I want it to work. I don't want plastic extruder. Like, you know, I don't want a plastic one. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and assemble this arm. So we have a M4 bolt, a washer, and then a bearing, and then it screws into this arm. So M4 bolt, lock washer, bearing, and then that screws into this arm here, okay? So let me grab my, I believe that's a 3 mil. They're a 3 or 3.5. It's a 3. Okay, now do not over tighten this. I don't know why some people just hulk it down, but you just want to tighten it down until you see that lock nut. It just goes until it goes flat, and just that's it. This should move smoothly and freely, and that's it. You're done. Don't over tighten it. You're not the Hulk. Then we're gonna take the sleeve and put it in here. We're gonna take the longer M3 screw that comes in the kit, put it through here. And then just as an additional little spacer, we do include an M3 washer in case you need to space this out. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that on there because it doesn't hurt to have it if you don't need it. This just provides additional clearance so the arm doesn't rub on the base. So I'm going to... Oh no! It's a stream! We dropped something. Alright, I have the washer, I have the sleeve, and the bolt. Okay. We're good. We're good. Alright. Washer, bolt, or the spacer, bolt, washer, and now this all goes into right here. And then we can go ahead and tighten this down. Do not go crazy. Oh wait, I forgot a step. Hang on. We want to do this before we tighten this up. One of the screws goes into the arm here. I totally forgot about that. Hang on. I always do this. Every single time I assemble this damn thing, I forget about this. So you're going to want to take one of the M3 screws here and just put this in here. This holds the spring. And it should be a 2 mil. Yeah, it is. I am not drunk yet. Not yet. All right. So now that we got that in, let's go ahead and do that. Switch back to the 2.5. 2.5. Yeah, boy. All right. And go ahead and throw that into the motor. Oh, hang on. There we go. Did I not? Maybe I don't need the washer on this particular one. No, I don't think I do. Oh god, the spring! The spring is moving! The spring! Alright, we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna send it. Yeah. Oh, that's why it's the spring isn't in there for tension. Durr. I was like, why is that loose? Because there's no spring. It's just the guide arm. Alright. So you want to loosen these two up here. That one. And we want the gear to align with the roller. So let me just look at this overhead. There we go. I'm going to come up a little bit. There we go. And then tighten down the other one. Do not go crazy. All right. So the next thing, put the spring in. Be careful. And you're like, Tim, how does the spring not come out? There's one more screw that goes in the bottom here. Where's my 2? 2 mil? 2 mil. 2 mil. And that goes into the bottom here to grab the screw so it doesn't go crazy. And there we go. Oh, look at that. Now it's got tension. Nice thud there. You hear that? Oh, yeah. All right. So, there we go. We have the extruder installed. So, there we go. Metal. I don't have to worry about this getting all worn out and stuff. This spring is really, really high tension. So, plenty of force to put this on here, and then it sends a filament up the stream. This one's not bad, but it's plastic. It's plastic, so it's going to crack. They all crack. Like I said, don't waste your money on the tough extruder unless you're going to do flexible or you're printing fast. Just get the basic one and call it a day. I'm a terrible salesman because I don't like selling people things they don't need. Oh, well. I make a terrible car salesman. I mean, to be fair, Banggood does not like me because I won't sell crap. No, these are just a set tension. These are a set tension. That's it. It's strong enough to where it's not too much, not too little. The tough extruder does have adjustable one. I have seen, I think on Thingiverse, where people have modified these style extruders where there's like a little thing you put in there to have this push like a little plunger up almost. You can do that if you want. I've just used these stock. They work great. You know, for $20, you can't really complain. All right, so I think that's it for the hardware portion. Is that it? Are we ready to do firmware and then Benchy? And then is it Benchy time? I think it's almost Benchy time. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Now, the nice thing about these aluminum ones is because they use the same diameter feed gear, they're the same steps per millimeter as most of your printer stock extruders, okay? So, what that means is there's no firmware changes needed for it. It doesn't care. So, let's go ahead and do the firmware changes needed for the ABL. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect my USB. And I'm going to head over to our website and we're going to download the firmware. Now, the only thing is here is I need to measure my offsets. So what the offsets are is the distance from the tip of the probe to the tip of the nozzle, okay? And I do not know what these offsets are. So I'm going to measure them. And if you guys are using the same mount with our probe and with the same stuff, you can then use these in your firmware. And I'm going to actually put these into the firmware officially. I'm going to be doing another release very soon. So here's how you measure it. So on X, you go here, make sure we're zeroed out, and I'm going to measure from the center of the probe to the nozzle. So we're like 47 to the left. And 11, roughly 11. So 11 in front of the nozzle and 47 to the left. So let me jot that down. And we'll show you how to enter those in. Now, that's how I do it. I do it with calipers. So let's go ahead and switch over to the screen share, and you guys can see my ugly face here. I'm still the same size, so. All right, so we're going to go to uf2.th3dstudio.com. This printer is supported in UF2. You see here, Sunlu S8 firmware. I'm going to go ahead and download that. Except I'm actually not going to download it because I already have it on my computer. Now, I'm just going to open up I'm actually just going to open up GitHub here. So let me switch. I need to make a copy of it. There are directions on the page on how to use it. But whenever I bring up Explorer, it will show personal stuff. So we obviously don't want this. I'm just making a copy right now off screen. But there's directions here. If you look, there's directions on how to do it here. But I am going to put this mount. I'm going to call this the Red Squirrel EZABL 5015 or something like that for the S8. So I'm just getting my configuration file situated here. So basically you download the firmware, you extract it, and then we're going to open it in VS Code. So now I was flashing the Anycubic Mega 0 here. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, whenever I open Explorer, it's going to show stuff, and I don't want people to see my personal folders. So we're going to go ahead and open this, but now we have this in here. Now, my computer has multiple COM ports, okay, because I have a bunch of stuff. So I need to do a couple of things first before I start. I want to set my COM port. So I'm going to double click that, my environment. There's a guide on how to do this. And we're going to come down here, and I need to specify my upload port, okay? To find my upload port, I'm going to go to PIO Home, which is this little home button here. Go to Devices and see what this is. Now, I believe it's 16, but we're going to double check. So I'm going to unplug it. So I have 1, 3, 16, 19, 20. I unplugged the printer. We're left with 1, 3, 19, 20. So that means my printer is on COM 16. So I plugged it back in. And there we go, COM 16. So I'm going to enter that in. And there we go. That tells Platform.io what to upload to. Now, remember here, I've got 47 to the left and 11 in front of the nozzle. Now, since this mount, as of right now, as I'm making this video, is not in here, we can put that in with the custom probe option. So I'm going to uncomment Sunlu S8, uncomment custom probe, and then we want to come down here to the custom probe setting. So when is the offset positive? When it's to the right of the nozzle on X, it's positive. When it's behind the nozzle on Y, it's positive. So we know it's to the left, 47, so that means it's negative 47. And it's in the front by 11, so that's negative 11. And that's it. Now, what I will do at a later date, actually, I can just do this right now. So here, let's do this. So define Sunlu S8. We'll call this 5015 EZABL. And that will be this one. This is the left mouse. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some code in. And this will be in the next release. To the backend file. Where you won't have to measure it if you're using this same exact one. So, but if enabled. And we're going to put our end-if in already. And I'm just going to make it easier and copy these. And then we're going to modify it. So you don't have to do any of this, because I'm doing it right now for you. And this will be in the next firmware release, which will be out tomorrow or tonight. I don't know. It depends on how much I drink. So, but now this is a thing. So Sunlu S8 5015 EZABL. But if this is an option, you're doing it right now, following along. Obviously, I literally just coded this in. You can do custom probe and enter your stuff here. Now, there are a couple other options. If you're using a different extruder, you can set custom E-step values here. You can reverse the E-motor direction. Now, this printer does have a mounted physical sensor, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, just because it's not gonna unload it when it triggers. Just a little thing I like to do. Give me a name. We need to name this printer. Come on, give me a name. I was thinking like Lulu, because Sunlu. And while I'm waiting for the stream to catch up, let's go ahead and drink. All done. R Mills, the Ender 5 Plus does not have the same gantry plate as the CR10. It's similar enough where some do work, but it's not the same. Tingleberry pie. Give me something shorter. That's way too long. This is going to go on the print firm, so whatever we name it, that's what the guys in our staff is going to reference it as going forward. I like Thulu. I'm going to make a compromise. Let's Ender Pretender. That's good. I like Thulu. It's off the walls. Thulu. So there we go. So that'll show on the LCD, and that's its name now. All right, that's it. So you don't have to set this if you don't want to, but I do it. Now I'm confident. I'm pretty sure this machine can handle the super fast probe option. So I'm going to uncomment super fast probe and uncomment. And comment out. I'm going to uncomment super fast probe and comment out fast probe. But that's really it. So when you download this, once I push this update, if you have the same exact mount that we used here in this video and the printer, you literally just have to uncomment this and upload to the printer. That's it. That's all you're going to have to do. Let's see if... I was going to say slightly tipsy Tim, but I'm not even there yet. So let's see. Now, make sure all your slicers are closed, because if they're not, it can grab the COM port, and then you're going to get an error. So make sure all your slicers, all your G-code centers, everything is closed. I apologize too. VS Code has a history of crashing OBS when it's compiling, so I'm probably dropping some frames right now. It's because it's just raping my 9900K right now, just going to town on it. All right, we're good now. I do like that VS Code is multi-threaded. So, but for streaming, it can be a little rough when it just gobbles up all the processors. Just like, bend over, I'm taking all those threads, boy. All right, so it'll do an upload. So it's uploading to the printer right now, literally right now. And then there's one step, and this is a very important step. We're going to make sure that we have the sensor mounted 2 millimeters higher than the nozzle. And then we're going to calibrate the detection distance with the nozzle 2 millimeters off the bed. And I'll show you guys how to do that. The easiest way is, you know, these little wrenches that come with the printers? These are roughly 2 millimeters. All right. So firmware's done now. Let's go ahead and make sure things are calibrated correctly. So let's go ahead and bring this down. And I'm going to put the nozzle directly on the bed, okay? So the nozzle's touching the bed when I'm done with this. Okay, nozzle's on the bed, and I'm pretty good at eyeballing this because this just fits under here. So all I need to do now is calibrate the distance. See how this red light's on? We don't want it on right now. Well, actually, we do want it on, but not at this one. So what I'm going to do here is go here, go to motion, move axis, and then we're going to go to move Z, and we're going to move it up 2. That's it, 2. Okay? Caliper the wrench, this should be roughly 2. Roughly. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You like that? Yeah. So now what we need to do, so the nozzle is now 2 millimeters off the bed. Okay, you guys following? So we have the sensor mounted 2 millimeters higher than the nozzle, and now we've moved the nozzle 2 millimeters off the bed. Now we need to adjust this. Now there's a little set screw on the side of the sensor. Enhance. And what we're going to want to do is just take... Now, there is a screwdriver included, but I'm just going to use this. I lost the screwdriver. And we're going to turn it counterclockwise. So if your light's already red, go counterclockwise. Until it turns green. And now we're going to go clockwise. So yours is already green. Now this is where you would start. Go clockwise, slowly, okay? And I'll usually go back just a little bit. And then just very slowly... And that's it. So now you want the light to stay on when you move your hand away. So now the sensor's calibrated. We're done. I'm going to go ahead and let's just check an M48 test to make sure this machine is running fast. And before we go, guess what we're going to do? We flashed the firmware, so guess what we're going to do, everybody? If you're reading the directions, we're going to go to configuration, and we're going to reset our EEPROM. Look at that. Reset your EEPROM anytime you flash, okay? So, let's see. I'm pretty confident that I've done everything correctly at this point. Let's go ahead and we're going to auto home. So I'm going to go to motion and then auto home. And we should see X and Y home and then Z home. Okay. Now, right now the firmware will download after homing Z. After homing a sensor, it'll be 0, but I am reverting the change so it goes back to 5, which is what everybody's used to. Now, this is a dual Z machine. I'm going to check that this distance from the bottom of here to the frame here matches over here within a millimeter. Because if you don't, you're going to get weird bed leveling results. So I'm just going to check that real quick. And we're at 91.6 on the left. And we're too high on the right. So I'm just going to move that up until I can get my calipers under here. All right. There we go. And we're going to do one more auto home. Yeah, I'm going to go back to 5. All right, let's see. Let's see what this gets. So M48 probe test. It'll home, and then it'll do an M48 probe test. So let's see what the probe is getting. All right. It should go back to the main menu in a second here. I think it's 10 seconds. Is what I have the firmware set to, or I can just go back. It will eventually go back. I'm going to leave it and see. Can't remember if it's 10 or 15 seconds. Yeah, so we can set the Z offset, but I like to do it live. And I'll show you guys how to do that. Eventually this times out and returns to the screen, and we'll see the M48 result on the screen here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that from my computer here. Okay, I'm just getting impatient. I can't remember what I have it set to, but... Oh, holy shit. Is that a bug? There's no way. There's no fucking way. Hang on. Let's try it again. I feel like that's a bug in Marlin. Like it calculated wrong. So I'm going to go back. And we should see it's saying M48 test running in a sec. So it just homed. There it goes. What is going on? There's no way. There's no way. There is no way. I feel like there's some bug where if you're under a certain variable, it reads 0. Like, it's stupid low. There's no way it's getting 0. It's, like, impossible. All right, let's just add some more interference to the mix. Let's just go ahead and have it heated, because like the heaters will introduce some level of interference, as with any sensor. But I want to see. So let's let this get up to temperature. I'm going to put the SD card back in. I'm going to load up filament while we're waiting for this, and we'll run one more before we start the print. So this is the same exact G code as the one that I printed for the Benchy I showed you guys. It's not actually getting 0, but it's getting stupid low. Kyle Davis says, reset the EEPROM. I already did it, bro. Reset EEPROM. And just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and, even though it's supposed to store the settings, I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Let's see. I'm going to let this get up to temp. You can see there, it's heating up. I'm going to load some filament, and then we're going to run it again. So let me put some filament in this bitch. I'm going to use, just for consistency's sake, I'm going to use the same exact filament, which is the one that came with it. Which is this one. I hit this folder with a passion. I hate it. Alright, I'm going to have this flush it out. Move access, extruder. Let's flush it out, baby. We have filament coming out the nozzle. It's coming. It's coming, baby. Oh, yeah. Look at that. There we go. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. We're done. We're done feeding? Yeah, we're done feeding. All right. So, oh, yeah. All right, we're at 47 on the bed. We're waiting for 60. Is the unified firmware the same Marlin version as EZFirmware site? Yes, they're all kept in sync. All of them are kept in sync. For my own sanity. Are you guys enjoying yourselves? I'm enjoying myself. I somehow have 79 people watch me drink and work on a printer. I don't know if that's awesome or sad. This bed does take a little bit. It's not the slowest bed I've seen, but it's not the fastest. It's acceptable. It's absolutely acceptable. I'm very excited to see how well this prints, because this came together really nice. Like, this is a very clean looking machine. I'm a fan. I am absolutely a fan. And this off-brand power splice seems to be halfway decent. I mean, we do have power filtering on the EZABL, but it did have proper grounding. There's some jankiness to this printer, but I'm not going to lie, guys, it's kind of growing on me. So it's kind of like one of those machines where if you're willing to, you know, do some upgrades to it, damn, for $200, man, for $200, it's not that bad. Holy shit, it's Red Squirrel. It's the Red Squirrel guy. Holy crap. Did I print that? I did not. I did not print it on its back. I used supports like a peasant. It worked though. You know what? Dude, if that's you, because I see the icon, it's the same as the Thingiverse. I am a fan. I am a fan. Let's see. Okay, we're at 60 here. What board? It's like an MKS Gen L with integrated drivers. It's like, it's basically it looks like it's made by MKS. I would put money on it that it's made by MKS. All right, let's see what our M48 deviation is getting now. M48 probe test. Let's see. Are you the Red Squirrel guy, Riley? Or are you just somebody that has a similar avatar? Am I using your design? There we go. That's more in line with what I'm seeing. So it must have been so low with the bed unheated that it just didn't care. Oh my god, I'm flattered, man. I love your mount. I'm not even gonna lie. I love your mount. I wish it supported the stock head end. Did you catch the stream yesterday where I was swearing because I did not realize that the 5015 one, because I love 5015 fans, didn't fit this. So I cannibalized at Ender 3 to get the print done. All right, we are ready to print. Let's go ahead. Print from SD, 3D Benchy, and all right. Now I'm going to baby step this shit live. Okay, you know, fuck it, do it live, right? Isn't that the saying? Fuck it, well, do it live. Yeah, seriously, Riley, Mr. Red Squirrel, this is a nice compact mount. Like, I really like it. I really like it. I don't know if you noticed, I bodged together a mount for our ABL probe here. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I like that you retain the light and everything. So this code should have the ABL code. Yes, so we're going to do a G29 to get our mesh. Look at BL Touch users crying right now. Look how fast this runs. Look at that. Look at that. You guys would still be waiting for like the second point to finish. Look at that. Come at me, BL Touch users. And now we're gonna let the heaters get back up to temperature. And 10-second wait time. That's the starting code. All right, now I'm gonna tap my button, which is gonna put me into baby step / offset mode. So I'm just gonna eyeball it while it's doing a skirt. Okay. And we got our purge light going here. I'm just getting the schmoo off the nozzle. All right, now we're baby step. And we're looking good. All right, so we're at negative 1.625. I'm going to go ahead and store that because that's not my offset. There's a million different ways to set your offset. I always do mine live during the first print. All right, so now they sold their stock hot end 3 times. I know the feeling of companies changing shit mid-production. I feel your pain, man. Trust me. It's like the bane of my existence. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock this in manual focus mode. How did you even find the stream? There we go. All right, now it's time for us to kick back, and we're gonna hang out. Oh no! Run, Red Squirrel! They're gonna be banging down your door. Run away! Run away! They're coming for you. They're gonna want things. Save yourself. So, like I said, same exact G code as the one I showed you guys yesterday. The only thing that we changed is hardware here. So, we did the EZABL, we did the aluminum extruder, and then we did the 5015 fan upgrade, and we changed the hot end. But honestly, this hot end is probably going to print exactly the same as the stock hot end. So, don't put too much stock into changing it to a Creality hot end. It's going to make it that much better. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I'm assuming you're a lurker because I haven't seen... I like your little logo, your little red squirrel logo. I'm not going to lie, if depending on how this Benchy comes out, I have high hopes that this is actually pretty well designed. I would love to actually like have this type of mount as like a lineup in our shop because I like simple. I like simple. I don't like complicated and flashy. So... Is there a version of this? Patricio, you asked that before. There are a million different extruder designs. In theory, the double teeth one should be better, but as long as you have proper tension, it's going to work. But let's see. I mean, this thing's chooching. Like I said, this is the same exact G code as the first test print. The only changes we made were hardware. Oh, you got an FL Sun. I'm glad it worked out, because I've not heard very good things about FL Sun, to be honest. I have not owned one. I'm just reporting on what I've heard from other people. Let me see if I can get the camera in more of an angle almost. There we go, that's pretty good. I wonder how it is if I turn the ring light off. Let's see. No, we want the ring light on. It's already, so the little front of the boat is already looking better. Already looking better. No, I don't think it's over extruding. I wish the stock filament wasn't white, but I want this to be a fair comparison, so I want to use the same exact filament, same exact G code. You know what I mean? I don't want to switch to a different filament and be like, well, the only reason it looked better was because you guys changed the filament. Let me just feel the Z. Yeah, ABL is active. It's stepping the Z to compensate for the bed. So, ask questions away. Now it's Q&A time, guys. How many people in chat have this printer? If you have this printer, type in chat. I'm curious to know how many people have this machine. Man, that LED is bright. What am I sending you for Christmas? How about whatever you order? Now, I'm not worried about that little part there. I should have done a little more infill. But you'll see it'll start filling in. We're just going to let it ride. There we go. It's sorted itself out. I think I did 3 or 4 top layers. But usually what you'll see is it'll start going over. Amp rating on the Easy Plug is 10 amps max. 10 amps. Which should be more than enough for most people. Patricio, well, obviously, this is our kit that we make. So the sensor that's on here is something we have made for us that we worked with a company in Taiwan to produce. The board that drives it, we design and have manufactured, and then do all the assembly and testing here in the US. But our sensor is more accurate. It's not, despite what some people claim, it's not affected by humidity. It's not affected by temperature. It works great. It's more accurate than the BL Touch. There's no moving parts. And as you can see, the installation is pretty easy. You don't have to worry about the moving parts getting caught on prints because there are none. It's just more reliable, it's more accurate, and it's more robust. So that's why I don't sell the BL Touch. I could easily become a reseller for the BL Touch, but we ended up making our own solution, and that's what this is. There's a lot of other knockoffs of it and people that try to do what we do, but the combination of our control board with like the power filtering and all that other stuff. And then our sensor is not only a custom designed sensor, but we also have fully shielded cabling. So it's very resistant to interference. The BL Touch, if you have one, you'll notice the cabling is very thin. It has no shielding. You know, a lot of people have issues with interference, and it affects the accuracy with the BL Touch. You don't have to worry about any of that with this. You know, if I thought the BL Touch was a superior product, I would be selling it. But I really think what we have here is a lot easier to use. It's a lot more reliable, and it's a lot simpler to get set up. And plus, the EZABL comes with tech support. If you buy a BL Touch, you are 100% on your own. You're hunting through forums. You're posting in Facebook groups to get any sort of technical support. If you buy EZABL, you can literally contact our tech support, and you will get support from the company that makes it, and we'll answer questions. We'll help you get it running. Whereas with the BL Touch, you get none of that. So not only is the hardware better, but we actually provide support for what we sell. And not Chinese support. We have everybody who works for us is here in the US, and the guys who work for us are nerds. So you're just seeing the top layer pull up a little bit. Once you get more top layers down, you won't even notice those little things coming up. I think I sliced this at 60. We only ship from the US. All of our stuff ships from the US. I had plans before the human malware started pillaging the earth to get like Canadian distributors, UK, EU, and all of that just absolutely went to shit when the malware started going around. Like, it sucks, but you know, we didn't want to be splitting our attention trying to expand when we have a lot of stuff that needs handling because of the malware situation. I thought there was another, yeah, I don't think this stock board's going to be issues. It looks halfway decent. And it looks like MKS designed it, and MKS is really good at making cheap boards. Way better than Big Tree Tech. Just my opinion, but take it or leave it. I literally do not care what board people use in their computer. Or with their computer. I literally do not care what board you use in your printer. Use whatever works for you. Whatever's in your budget. I do not care. It's not my printer. It doesn't affect me. Can you install ABL? Can you install an ABL on a machine that has a BL Touch and make it work without a firmware change? I'm assuming you mean our ABL, which we call the EZABL. And you will need a firmware change. We have a lot of pre-set up firmware for a lot of the popular machines. And if you're running regular, just what we refer to as vanilla Marlin, we have a full guide on our help center that tells you this is what you need to set here. This setting needs to be this, and you know, just follow it. So, let's see here. Yeah, we ship worldwide. Oh, Dan, look what the cat dragged in. Dan showed up. I'm definitely mincing some words here. I'm gonna blame it on the bourbon. Let's see here. I thought there was another question. Did I miss something? Do we all get a promo code? You know what? Do you guys want a promo code? I can always do, at the very minimum, I can always do a 5%. But you know what? We're going to do a little bit more than that. Just for funsies. Because I appreciate you guys stopping by. So give me a second. Give me a second here. Okay. So here's what we're doing. First, hang on, make sure I have the right people. Usage limit's 10. The first 10 people to use the code R4UKQBMB, 15% off your entire order. No restrictions. 15. 1-5. Easy boards, easy ABL, pie kits, anything. No restrictions. First 10 people. 15% off. I just posted it in chat. And we are about 25% of the Benchy, but we all know that once it gets higher, it goes faster. Look how much nicer that looks already. You can already tell the cooling is doing a way better job. Yeah, if you guys have this printer, you haven't upgraded it, go use that code. Go get a nice 5015 fan from us. You want the 24 volt one? There's a ton of links in the video description. I want to make sure I updated the. I think I used the video description from this from the last stream on this one, so it should have all the links in it, including the link to Tiny Machines where I bought the Creality Hot End, because I stole one off my other printer, so I needed another one. But I just want to make sure I have. Did this update it? Creality Hot End. Is this it? Yeah. So all those links are in the video description. You're just about 4 EZABL, man. Like, look at 3D Wildcat balling out here. I'm needing in need of a replacement of a stepper motor for Ender 3. Any brands you would go with? Honestly, man, if like I can only carry the pancake ones, just anything with good reviews. Go over to printedsolid.com. They have a ton of steppers. LDO is the brand that they carry. And I've heard a lot of good things about that brand, so I would check them out. Printed Solid are good people. They're here in the U.S. I believe they're out of Delaware. But Dave Randolph is the owner there. He's a good guy. I have no problem sending Dave referrals when someone asks for something I don't have. All right, let's adjust that focus again. Oh no, too far. Tim, get your shit together, Tim. No. Oh my god, I can't focus to save my life here. It is just like blowing this out. Let me turn the ring light off. Oh yeah, check out Tiny Machines. They might carry they might carry stepper motors. Tripods here. Merry Christmas to you, man. I don't believe I have one for the Anycubic Chiron. I can't remember what that uses. Is that like a V6 style? The Sansa says, and Sean Butler, difference between the 12mm, 18mm Easy ABL. It's just the size. If your printer will take an 18, save a couple bucks, go with the 18. As far as I know, the only printer that we officially support that only fits the 12 is the Wanhao D6. So, my thing is, if I can fit an 18 on there, I go with the 18. There's not much of a weight difference between the two. I'm gonna go get some more ice. Or actually, I got whiskey stones here. We'll make. Chris Travis was bitching about me putting mixer in. So here's what we're gonna do. I have whiskey stones and here we go. We're gonna go right into here. No Coke. How's that? How's that? Just. I don't want to go too crazy. This bottle is not that cheap. All right. There we go. This is some smooth shit. I'm not even gonna lie. It's pretty good. I don't know what the percentage is on alcohol. It was legit, bitch. You were mixing damn fine bourbon with Coke like a bitch. Well, I mean, that's 40-something%, but cheers, everybody. I hope you guys have an awesome Christmas. And let's hope to God 2021 is better than 2020. Jesus Christ. No, that is actually really damn smooth. Although I did just have some mixed first, so maybe I just need a primer. I'll tell you this right now, that that 132 proof Jack Daniels I have, or 133, whatever it is, surprisingly smooth for how high of alcohol content it is. It's like 66%. Do I have any of the red EZABL left? I believe all the ones in the shop are blue. The only red ones I would have are going to be like refurbs, which I do have some in my drawer. But no, all the new ones are all the blue tops, and the refurbs I have, I put new connectors on, and they're not the same locking connector, so you could actually put them in the wrong way, but I use them on my own printer. So like if somebody returns something or they damage something, or if they return something and it's not in like new condition, I put it in my drawer and I use it on my own machines. So, you know, most of the stuff we get back, to be completely honest, people are like, oh, this doesn't work, and we get it back and it's fine. You know, there's a lot, especially in this business, there's a lot of user error and just people that just don't want to follow directions. So we end up with product that gets returned. So I'm pretty sure most of my friends end up getting the return stuff, because I'll post, I'm like, hey, I just got this in. Any of you guys need something? I'll sell it for stupid cheap. So, but I got a little stash here in my office. I think like 4 or 5 kits. So, but those are all allocated to machines already. You know, I don't care if I have stuff with cosmetic blemishes. I just care if it works. Chris Travis says, next bourbon to get your hands on if you can't find it is Eagle Rare. Very good stuff. Dark Claw, you're going to seriously love our 5015s. Like, there's a reason they're more expensive than the competition. 1, they move a shit ton of air. 2, they're ball bearing fans, so they move a shit ton. So, how much are B stock plates? I think we've been doing like 30 or 40% off. It depends. Aaron's the one that handles all that, but I told him minimum 30% off. For like B stock flex plates. I don't think we have too many. I want to say we have maybe 20 or 30 plates, and they're in various sizes. So if you guys are interested in what B stock means, is it's stuff that is 100% functional, but it's got cosmetic blemishes on it. So if you're okay with that and you want to deal, you can always email streams, STREAMS, at th3dstudio.com, and just be like, hey, I'm looking for this size plate. Don't be like, what do you have? Tell us what you're looking for. Just because we want to make it like go quick. Can I order Eagle Rare on online? I could also check my local. I don't know if they'll be open Christmas Eve. Maybe they will be. I mean, alcohol on Christmas Eve, man. I feel like that's an essential service. Let's see. Can I order this online? Oh, that's not too bad. So in store, I think the bottle of the Angel's Envy was like $55, which is honestly the Angel's Envy was like 55 in store at my local place, and then the Jack Daniel's was like 60 something, and that's the most I've ever spent on a bottle of liquor. But I had a good week. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna get myself 2 bottles of nice whiskey. Many of you guys know I enjoy cigars once in a while. I'm usually about like 4 to 5 a week, if that. But I was like, you know what? I do like having some whiskey and bourbon when I'm having a cigar. So I treated myself. I'm open for drink suggestions, guys. I'm liking this. So Eagle Rare, it looks like I can get... Oh, dear God. Someone's got a 17-year-old bottle of Eagle Rare for $2,500. Does it come with a reach around for that price? Jesus. Who the hell is spending $2,500 on a bottle of alcohol? Jesus. Like, even if I had the money to blow on that, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Double Eagle, very rare, 20 grand? Are you kidding me? Do people actually pay this much for whiskey and bourbons? Seriously? I can't do it. Even if I had the money to blow on that. Can't do it. I can't do it. There's no way in hell I could justify that. Not even a little bit. Is this it? This is reasonable. This is, what is this? This is $39. Is this it? Here, let me switch over. Is this the Eagle Rare? I mean, that seems reasonable. Not the cheapest, but not anything crazy. Is that what I'm looking for, guys? Maybe I'll check my local place and see what they have. What's my Lebanon price? Well, I spent more than I budgeted for on cigars this month, so but it's almost the end of the month. I don't know. If it's a really, really good one, like I'm talking smooth, I don't want something that's gonna like burn my throat. I'll go up to $60, $70, but I don't want to be buying $60, $70 bottles of whiskey every month. I have some cheaper Jack Daniel's stuff here. Like their apple and their honey. I like their honey. Their honey's good. I also got Screwball. That's a weird one. Some people like it, some people don't. What else do I have? I got the Jack Daniel's, the Tennessee cider. Samantha's mom got that for me, along with these glasses I'm using. I got the Tennessee honey, the Tennessee apple. I got a bottle of Kraken rum here, and Screwball, and then I got the Angel's Envy and the Jack Daniel's single barrel. But oh, Fireball's good. I like Fireball. Do I carry spools of filament? No, but I will gladly tell you to go over to Coex LLC, Coex LLC. That's like all we buy now. Like if they have the color, the only time I don't buy from them if they don't have a color and material I'm looking for, which is rare. I'm posting a link in chat. There you go. I love these guys. They're out of Appleton, Wisconsin. They're awesome. Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace, they had that at the store when I picked this stuff up, and he said that it's really good budget whiskey. I mean, is Eagle Rare worth the extra money over the Buffalo Trace? I really like that Angel's Envy. That goes down real smooth. We're over 50% on the Benchy now. We're looking really damn good. And I'm going to show you guys a side-by-side because I've got, remember, I've got the stock one right here versus the upgraded one. So we'll see how we're doing, but we're already looking good. Riley, good job on the cooling. Good job, man. This paired up really nicely with the fans we carry. Okay, so Chris, I'm assuming, I believe I asked, is the Eagle Rare worth the extra money over Buffalo Trace? And you're saying yes. Eagle Rare is better than Buffalo Trace, but Buffalo Trace is good for the price. Okay. Sup, Llama? How are you doing? Oh, tripod. I was wondering if you got that. I sent tripod out, one of the replacement switches for the CR6 SE because he was having issues. And sounds like he's happy with it. Did you notice how, like, solid of a click that thing is? Compared to the stock one? The stock one felt like a mushy pile. Yeah, Riley, good job, man. I like if it's functional, it's simple, it's not that difficult to print. I like it, man. In my opinion, all you need a spot for a 40mm fan for the heatsink on the hot end, and a 5015 fan, and an option for a BL Touch or an EZABL. That's like my ideal hot end mount. You don't need to go crazy. SOB bourbon. All right, let me see. Do you guys have a place online that you recommend getting whiskey from, or just ordering stuff? Man, if I didn't already have if I already didn't have that one drink and now this, I could go and pick some up, but I'm not driving after that. I'm pretty good right now. Yeah, so Buffalo Trace, this stuff here, they definitely had this, and the guy recommended it. So I told him, I went in there, like, I'm not a big whiskey person. I like it, but I'm not an expert on it. I said, hey, I'm looking for something smooth, something to go along with when I'm, just hanging out or enjoying a cigar. What would you recommend? And he did point out the Buffalo Trace. But like I said, it was a good week. I was wanting to treat myself, so I picked up a bottle of the Angel's Envy, which is one of the guys from the cigar group online that I'm in recommended. So I picked that up, and then I took the recommendation of the liquor store guy. He's like, this is high proof, but it's good. I was not disappointed. I would give that Jack Daniels like a 5 out of 6 on a taste, but a 10 out of 10 in getting you screwed up. I'm just saying, man. Patricio, just in my opinion, unless you're doing a absolutely huge nozzle, 150-15 fan is more than enough. The only benefit to doing 2 is you can run them at half speed to cut down on noise. But like I'm sitting right here, I know the fan's running. It's not like that big of a deal, but printer noise doesn't bother me. The only benefit is really if you're doing a ton of plastic, like big nozzle, volcano, fast, you need a lot of cooling. But your average machines and your average print speeds, 250-15s are overkill. I mean, if you want to go ahead and get 2, go right ahead. I won't stop you. But it's kind of a waste in my opinion. Ken, I should have the SVO1 ported over in a week or two. I have not done too much work on firmware lately just because I've been managing the company more than normal, just trying to make sure everything's running well. We have a new hire that we hired a couple weeks ago. We're kind of reorganizing things. It sounds so corporate to be like, we're restructuring, but we are. We're trying to be more resilient to like COVID quarantines and stuff by cross-training people and switching positions up. So that's where my attention's been, but starting in January, I'm going to be pushing a lot of firmware development. I don't know if you're going to just be able to flash it like a Sierra 10 Mini. I believe the settings are too different, so... But the SVO1 is next on my list to be ported over, so it won't be too much longer. And to be completely honest with you, man, you're not going to see a print quality difference between Unified 1 and Unified 2. You're just going from Marlin 119 to Marlin 2.0.72. You're not going to be flashing and be going, oh my god, my prints are so much better. If you're already on our Unified 1, that firmware is very well tuned, man. How do you piggyback off a PSU for the Pi? You can do a DIY step down. We have a little board that goes from two screw, the screw terminals. So you feed the power in just like how we hooked up the EZABL, and then you get two USB ports. Or if you're feeling very adventurous, you can go ahead and like get a regular step down and solder all the wires up and stuff. There's a million different ways to do it. But like our step down board works great with the Pi 3B and 3B Plus. The 4, even though it's a 3-amp adapter, the thing is if the Pi 4 and the other ones see too much of a voltage drop because of the cable length, they'll trigger the low voltage warning. And while it runs the Pi 4, it triggers that voltage warning. So just because of that, I'm not going to say it will work for the 4. So I recommend against going with our step down board for the 4. But if you have a 3B, 3B Plus, and a quality USB cable, it's good. I actually run our Pis off of PoE splitters. So there's a company on eBay, and there's a million other of them that sell a PoE splitter that gives you there's USB-C ones and micro USB, but it gives you the power cord and the network cable, so you can actually power your Raspberry Pi off of your network switch if you have a PoE switch. That's what we use in the farm here. What's the board called? It's called the Pi Direct Wire. We should have stock on those. If you just search, I'm using DuckDuckGo, but if you search Pi space direct space wire, and we have it with and without a case. They're under $10 even with a pre-printed case. There you go, man. All right, I'm making like a shopping list. So this place, thewhiskeyexchange.com, they've got the Eagle Rare 10-year-old, Buffalo Trace. I'll pick up one of each. It's only a $10 difference between the Buffalo Trace and the Eagle Rare. I mean, at $10, it's a significant amount, I guess. Malort? I feel like you're trolling. Isn't Malort, like, bad? Or am I thinking of something else? What's Malort? I feel like I've heard of it before. A Christmas Malort? Oh, that shit's expensive. Holy crap. Oh, Scoopman, do you sell a direct drive with extruder and all? I do not. Not like a drop-in replacement. Check out tinymachines3d.com. I'm sorry if I miss your guys' questions. I'm not trying to intentionally ignore you. Yeah. It just happens. Okay, there's Eagle Rare. 4 Roses Yellow. Terminal Sandwich said 4 Roses Yellow. I'm making myself like a shopping list. I'll see if the place... Oh, they've got it. That's not terrible. You know, I saw 4 Roses at the liquor store. Okay. What else? I saw a couple other ones here. Malort. I feel like Malort's above my pay grade. If what I'm looking at here, $86 per or $86 for a 70 or 700 milliliter. That's expensive, man. There's a Christmas. Oh wait, that's a fine Christmas malt. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I've heard of Malort before. I'm not a big alcohol guy. I like certain beers, but I'm not an expert on them. I'm just starting to get into whiskeys. I feel like whiskey and cigars go hand in hand. I'm scrolling down in chat, so I'll get to you guys in a sec if you're asking questions. Oh, the Stanza. When is your Dual Z kit for the Ender 3 going to be back in stock? I believe those are on order, but if they are, I'd like to say 2 to 3 weeks tops. But with all the shit going on in the world, I can't be like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be in stock. Hang on, I'm checking right now. Yeah, so I've got 150 on orders, or 150 on order. I ordered those on the 3rd, or I ordered those on the 11th of this month. For some reason, the order date and the PO date were flipped. But yeah, I ordered 150 of those on the 11th. So I did get a notification that DHL delivered stuff today, and Samantha accepted that delivery at the beginning of the stream. They very well could be in there. Let me check and see if my let me see if my supplier sent me a tracking number. No, she didn't. But it's funny because she'll usually send me the tracking number because they use forwarders over there. Let's see. Oh, wow. This is why I love, like, man, some of my suppliers over in, like, China are amazing. So I sent her a picture of the toolkit I have. Like, I took a picture of it. She hunted that shit down in, like, 15 minutes. I totally forgot to get back to her, and I can get those at a very good price. Let me see. And she can get them branded. I would totally resell these to people who buy them because I've had this same kit for over 2 years and it's been solid. Like I said, my whole thing here is if I'll use it, I'll sell it. If I won't use it, I won't sell it. It's as simple as that. I still haven't caught up on chat, so if you guys are saying stuff, I haven't seen it yet. Let's see here. SOS Bourbon, Buffalo Trace, and Elijah Craig. That's Chris Travis, he said. Oh man, I'm starting to yawn. Oh no. Elijah Craig small batch. That's like $52. That's a little bit higher end. I mean, in my opinion, that's like $50 for a bottle of whiskey. That's a little higher end in my opinion. Sounds good though. Notes of nuts, vanilla, coconut, dark fruit, and caramel. Ooh, that sounds really good. I'm gonna add that to my shopping list. I should just send, my birthday's coming up. Maybe I should just send my wife a list of whiskeys and just have her get me a bunch of whiskeys for my birthday. Canadian Club 42-year-old or 42 yo. I'm assuming 42-year-old. Chronicles issue number 2. Okay, I searched Canadian Club. You're gonna have to help me out, man. Which one is this? That was, damn it. I'm lost chat. Chat jumped. Hang on. Hang on. That was Craig. Craig, which one of these is which one you're talking about? Help me out! Oh, man. Vape went down the wrong way. Dark Claw, did you use a CR10 profile for firmware? I absolutely did. I just changed the build size from 300 by 300 by 400 to 310 by 310. David, use the discount code. I now have two easy boards to install. I mean, I don't blame you. If I was on your side, I'd probably be taking advantage of that anyways. I like giving out discount codes. But then I have to ask Samantha, or not ask, Samantha asked me, like, what's this? Why are these people getting a discount? Shh. Tim had a couple of drinks of whiskey, and I was feeling generous. Hang on, let me see. So, there's a, Joe says Malort's good. I hope I didn't miss any whiskeys. We're waiting on the Canadian Club. I'm scrolling down. Hang on. We're Travis Stamper. We're speaking to my Language tonight. It's a Chicago special. Okay, I feel like Malort. I remember hearing something about like Chicago and Malort was a thing. $3D Wildcat EZFlex should be in stock first or second week of January. They're in production. We actually haven't officially sold them. I've only sent them out to people to test so far. Travis Samber, Pappy is hard to find and expensive. Yeah, this Benchy's coming out really good thanks to the new cooling and stuff. How much for the toolkit? Let me put it this way. The cost is so good, I could sell these at $10 and make a profit. Which I feel like would be a pretty damn good deal. Because here's the thing. Since we're selling on our site versus people selling on Amazon, even with shipping, I could undercut Amazon. Because I think I paid $25 for this set. I could sell it for $10 retail, make a profit, and even with shipping, it'd be like $15 to your door. I might actually do that. I'm going to iron out the details with her. I might order a few sets. Because like I said, if this is, like, it looks identical. And I actually just sent her the Amazon link because one of the guys in the chat earlier found it. And she confirmed that it's the same exact manufacturer. And she's aware of that company. So it's just a set that's rebranded. But like I said, I've had this for 2 years. I use it all the time. So we'll see. We'll see. George Moody, just the CR10 profile that Simplify 3D has. I'm almost caught up with chat, okay? Elijah Craig whiskey, $25 a bottle, very good at that price, easy to get at grocery stores. Okay. Damn it, I was just at the grocery store. Wild Turkey 101, I've heard of that. Joe LeDuc is going to bring a bottle of Malort next time he sees me. I am down with that. I'm going to have like a small get-together with some people I haven't seen in a while. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to go throw a rager. I'm not an idiot. But just a few people. I have enough room to spread out, okay? Craig said check Discord. Will do. There we go. He said number 2. Number 2 of the Canadian Club. Number 2. Is it on this site? I'm making like a shopping list on this one website. Okay, that's like a fancy one. Hey, David, if you want, I'm going to go ahead and make, so how will we do when we do, like, gift cards, we call them? It's just a discount code that knocks X amount, up to X amount off of an order. I'll go ahead and send that to Dan right now on Telegram. And I'm going to make that right now. And I'm going to send that to him on Telegram right now. So, Dan, if you can go ahead and send that to your guy that won, I'd appreciate it. There you go. There's your code, Dan. Joe's actually a friend of mine. He said, I don't think you'll like Malort. Most people don't, apparently. I'm open to it. I'm open to it. No, if, like, my supplier got back to me, I could sell these at $10 and be happy with the profit margin on that. Like, obviously I'm going to be buying a ton of them, but I'm not going to lie. Wouldn't mind having tool sets on demand for myself and our staff. Ah. Oh, we're done. We're done. All right. Let's see how this came out. I mean, I could already tell just by glancing at it that it came out a shit ton better. All right. So, if you have flex plate, check this out. Voila! Oh. Oh. It's beautiful. This is a very presentable print. Oh man. Dude. Look at this. We went from like absolute garbage to beautiful. This is a beautiful Benchy, especially for a printer. Oh, okay, hang on. Side by side. The stock one is on the right. Same exact G-code. Same exact G-code. Let me turn the ring light down. Do you guys see this? This is a very respectable result. This is why I printed one stock. I'm very happy with this. Like I have no qualms with giving this to Aaron when we get back because we're closed tomorrow and Friday. I have no qualms with giving him this printer and being like, here, throw this in the farm and run print jobs on it. Look at that. That's legit. Yeah. Yeah. So now let me be clear. You do not need the EZABL to get this results. All you need to do is change the layer fan setup and the hot end mount. Amazing. Like this is like I said, night and day. This is what proper layer cooling looks like. Look at that. Everybody give a round of applause to Red Squirrel Man for making this awesome mount. It's simple. It gets the job done. Look at that. We took a printer that was just meh and turned it into something that prints really well. Absolutely. So, like I said, I feel like this printer's kind of grown on me because you get a lot for $200. The only thing is so here, I want to tell you guys, if you bought this printer and you don't have a friend that can print the duct for you, we can print the duct for you if you contact us. But if you already have a printer, you're buying this for a secondary printer, and you don't mind doing this upgrade, literally all you need to do to get this level of print results is the new layer fan cooling, which is the 24 volt 5015. That's the one we're using. It's the one we carry. It's our house brand. Very good fans. And that's basically it. Now, I do want to say, depending on what version, because Mr. Riley, Red Squirrel, said that there's multiple versions of the hot end. So if you want to be sure, just order a Creality hot end and swap the hot end out. That's what I did here. So, yeah. I'm not going to lie. If you have a printer that can print the duct, $200 is hard to argue with. Let's say another $20 for the fan, like for our fan and printing them out. Really damn good deal. Really damn good deal. And I'll even be willing to overlook the generic, oh yeah, hot end. So sorry, $50. So let's say a higher end. $250 for a 310 by 310 by 400 and a little bit of elbow grease. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that that's acceptable, but you have to know what you're getting into. If you don't mind doing the modifications, I feel like $250, like, let's ignore the EZABL. Let's ignore the other stuff that we didn't need to do right off the bat. Like, you don't need to change the extruder right off the bat. You don't need to change the tubing. You don't need to change, add auto bevel leveling, that kind of stuff. Let's just do the bare minimum. Say we put a 5015 fan on, we update the firmware, we change the hot end. $250 for a 310 by 310 by 400. Think about that. Mike V, this has a CR10 hot end essentially. It's one I took off an Ender 3. I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy. Like, I can hand this off to Aaron and be like, here you go. Here's a printer that's working. Throw it in the farm. Run off print jobs. I'm not going to lie. That Angel's Envy bourbon is really fucking good. Really good. Yeah, I think this is a solid performer for the price. They were $150 on Black Friday. Holy shit. I paid $220 for mine. I sat on this one for a while. Like I said, just literally look at these results. How can you argue with this? We went from this with like this overheated smokestack, crappy top layers, same exact G code, to this. Oh no, oh no. I'm like looking at my screen trying to show this. This is a damn good Benchy. It's not the best I've seen, but for the price, which is how I try to look at things. Like, what do I get for the price? And for the price, I feel like this is actually a pretty good deal if you are able to do the modifications required. What do you guys think? Yeah, I feel like this is a better deal. Jesse Sparks is asking, so this or an CR10 V3? Jesse, if you have a printer to print the duct, or you don't mind saying, hey, TH3D, can you print me the duct? I would go with this, to be honest. I'll double check, but I'm also pretty sure the 24 volt, 350 watt Meanwell that we carry will fit in this. And if that's the case, I'll probably swap that out before we put in our print farm. I've had just a lot of bad experiences with generic power supplies, but it obviously works. Yeah, there is some slight ringing here. If you look here, let's see. There's some slight ringing. It's perfectly acceptable. I don't know if you guys saw how fast this was printing, but this was a 50 minutes. 50 minutes, not even an hour. That's perfectly acceptable for this size machine and the speed it was running at. $219, I think, is still a good deal. Mike V, the duct is in the video description. I'm very happy with how this came out. And like I said, props to Red Squirrel. Everybody give Red Squirrel, aka Riley Keller, a round of applause for making an awesome, simple, easy to set up fan duct. He did say he was working on one that works with the stock silver hot end, which if you guys remember, I had an issue earlier because the mount that I printed did not fit this, but he said he's working on one that fits this. Even if you just go to the Creality hot end, I still think that's not a bad deal. Oh, absolutely. If you run it at 60, or if I run it a little slower, the print quality will be a lot better. But this is more than acceptable. Absolutely more than acceptable. Hey, Riley, man, I'll tell you what. If you'll use it, since you did an awesome job on this mount, man, I will send you one of these kits. Unless you already have one, feel free to tell me what you don't want. But I really appreciate the mount you made. I will send you out a full EZFlex kit for your S8 and our EZABL. So shoot me an email, Mr. Riley, if you want some free stuff. We can also change up, like if you want some fans from us or whatever. Very happy with your fan duct. I appreciate the time you put into it. Email streams@th3dstudio.com. And I'm going to hook you up with some free stuff if you want it. Because I appreciate your time, man. This is a really good modification. This took a printer that I would have otherwise returned and turned it into something that prints well. Terminal Sandwich says, I'm going to be printing that fan mount tonight. I'm pretty sure it's in the video description. But I'm almost done with my top off here. send me an email, streams, streams, at th3dstudio.com. I will hook you up, man. Think of it as a Christmas present. Like, I genuinely appreciate the time you put into upgrading this. I'm sure a bunch of people that have this printer appreciate it too. I love the simplicity of it. It's simple. It works. It's not overcomplicated. Love it. Yeah, I wish I had the design skills. I'm the only thing I've actually designed from scratch. I have two people on my team that I hired here that do design work. They do a great job. I just started getting into Fusion, and I can just do basic stuff. I don't even know how long it would take me to design what you did here. Mike V, I don't see the fan duct. So in the video description is a 5015 fan mount. There's a Thingiverse link, and there's also a link to the EZABL mount. So I took the mount that Riley, aka Red Squirrel, made for the BL Touch, and then adapted for our EZABL probe. My personal favorite fan is the 5015 fans. If you're going to go through the trouble of changing the fan out, highly recommend the 5015 size. They're very good. So, I want to wish every one of you guys, because I'm probably, could change, but probably not going to stream until probably Monday, maybe this weekend. I'm not sure. It really depends. I want to try to spend some time with my wife, kind of disconnect and just be offline for a little bit. But I love you guys. I really do. I really appreciate everybody that stops by. I really like hanging out with you guys. I like that you guys appreciate, my passion. I really do enjoy showing people how to do things, showing people how to upgrade stuff. Even honestly, even if like TH3D ceased to exist tomorrow, I would probably still keep this channel running because I do enjoy teaching people how to do stuff. I like sharing my knowledge. We don't even have kids right now. I don't know if kids are in our future. Sadly, I'd like to, try to have somebody to pass that stuff on to. Sorry. So, I feel like if I'm making videos and showing people how to do stuff, it's not just going to go to waste if, something happens to me kind of thing, But yeah, I genuinely enjoy modding printers. I enjoy doing electronics projects, and I hope that passion comes through in the videos, and I hope you guys legitimately learn something. So, anyways, I will try not to get too sappy here, but I really do enjoy doing this stuff. I wish I could do streaming and doing videos full time. But I do have to make sure the company runs. But I really do like doing videos. I like doing streams, that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you guys stay safe out there. And, if you guys need something, let me know. If you want to hang out, I am frequently in our Discord server. And yeah, stay safe out there. And I got to move my mouse over here so I can click my fade out button. But seriously, stay safe out there. Have a very Merry Christmas. And as always, happy printing, guys.